of the political scene. But you know that we're drifting in a much more populist direction, that there is a realignment of populist-oriented voters right and left. Obviously, the RFK element has come in. And so you're seeing a massive realignment here of the Republican Party, really is the MAGA party, not so much the Republican Party. And you're seeing the Democrats having a real problem with either their liberal wing called the progressive or the prog wing, and their traditional wing, kind of embodied by Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. I know many of you think Barack Obama is a real radical, and in some ways maybe he was. But in terms of how he's viewed within the Democrat Party, he's viewed as more or less a moderate and a centrist. And so you're starting to see this fracture a little bit. And I think that if the night continues to go as it has for President Trump, one of the things we're going to be talking about by the end of the night is what's going to happen to the Democrat Party in the wake of this election.
So I've got a lot of news I'm about to drop on
people. All right. Here's a big Seth Keshel data thrasher drop.
Miami-Dade County, with 70% of the vote in, President Trump leads by 10.5 points. He's up by 92,000 plus in Miami-Dade County, and Election Day vote is being tabulated. So Trump may come close to 60% in Miami-Dade County. So Miami-Dade County, 7 times has supported a Republican for president. You ready for this, Larry? You can put this in the next blue book you make. 1928, 1952, 1956, 1972, and then all 3 elections in the 80s. Back to the Republican. No Republican presidential nominee has carried Miami-Dade County and lost the presidency. All right, now we have Broward County. Harris is about to dip below 60%. Now, that's a 2-to-1 Democrat county that Trump is going to get more than 40% in. In fact, a third of the vote is left, so Trump may close close to 45% of the vote in Broward County, which is huge. A lot of Jewish population, Puerto Rican population, other Hispanic population there in Broward. And then the key that people have been looking at with Georgia is Duval County. And Trump is within 700 votes of flipping Duval. And 69% of the vote is in, and this is all Election Day coming in. So Trump should win Duval with a majority. And Duval and Georgia have slid together in every election since 2004 to the right and to the left, and Georgia votes right of Duval.
Well, that's pretty good news for President Trump coming out of Florida. I don't think anyone ever doubted that Florida was in play. I mean, these nonsensical claims that you get during a campaign, Texas is in play and Florida's in play, and no, not in this lifetime. It's not even coming close. And last I looked at Texas, by the way, they were Republican 1.1 million, which would translate to something like a Trump 10-point lead. So I don't know who throws out this stuff unless it's just designed to attract donors, saying that Florida's in play or that Texas is in play, or if you're a Republican saying New York is in play or Massachusetts is in play. This is just not happening. Now, we have had some amazing reports coming out of New York that the traditionally Democrat areas are way, way down. We're talking massively down, and we're talking about the red areas, some of the red boroughs and so forth, being way, way up. I mean, massive line. So is Trump going to win New York? No, of course not. But if he comes within single digits in New York, that's rather massive. I think that it was 23, 24, something like that in 2020. The picture we're painting for you folks across the board is a steady rightward shift that began last summer when both Seth and I were talking about this in terms of voter registrations. And I kept hammering this. The voter registrations are in favor of the Republicans everywhere, in every single state. We are even seeing California gain Republican voter registrations over Democrats. Now, is California going to be Republican? No. But the fact that all of these are moving in the same direction suggests a sea change among the American public, that they don't like which direction they're going. And it also suggests that, as Seth says, in many of these cases, you can watch where the vote is, and it will usually be somewhere to the right, in many of these cases, of where the party registration is. So it's really quite an interesting thing to watch. All right.
Trump is up to a lead in Georgia of only 3% in, but Trump's up 2.5 points. This is positive, given that this is early vote being dropped off. Temper your expectations on Virginia. Trump is up by 20 points, but only 1% of the vote is in. It does look like we did have this in 2016. Remember, Trump was off to a lead in Virginia. Virginia is one of those states where they call it a red mirage, where it gets bluer as it goes on. But I definitely think that from what I'm seeing here, that we're going to have a tighter race in Virginia than last time, which gives you a very good sign that North Carolina is probably not in play for Harris.
Well, and we also saw that, in fact, Fairfax County was way down. And so that's a pretty good sign for President Trump. Okay, we need to thank our sponsors, folks. We don't get to do this if we don't have money, and our sponsors help us out in that regard. So take a look at this video.